Hey, Washington football fans, maniacs out there. Well, today is the day. I am just waiting moments away from the Washington football team revealing their new name. And certainly it's a little anticlimactic because I believe we all probably know what the name is going to be. And in a way, that's kind of sad. This whole process, 2-year process, and for the team to basically, I don't know, it comes down to this, and then you're seeing like choppers in the sky, revealing what the name, I guess, is going to be. Um, I mean, yeah, it's just anticlimactic. It really is. I'm not a big fan of the name if it is going to be Commanders. I will learn to live with it, and certainly winning cures everything. You know, if they're winning and they're Super Bowl contenders, then they can be called the Washington Muskrats, and I would be just fine with that. So. That being said, I certainly had my favorites that I liked. I mean, yes, I'm 46 years old, but I still wanted Red Wolves. And the funny thing is that the president of the college that I work for was a Redskins fan, and he wanted Red Wolves as well. So it's funny. The Red Wolves thing really did honestly expand beyond just the younger fans who were wanting it. And then later on, I think, honestly, toward the last month, I really started looking toward Red Hogs, and basically because me growing up in the '80s and watching this team through their glory years and seeing the Hogs on that offensive line, I just felt that why not? I mean, Red Hogs, I could learn to live with that. It has the cadence, Redskins, Red Hogs, the Washington Red Hogs. You have the guys who do the hog farmers, who do a lot of charity work. Super fans of the team, and I mean, I felt that probably would have been a no-brainer. Now, would people hate that name? Sure. People are going to hate any name that this team is going to wind up picking. I just, again, if this does wind up being Commanders, this whole thing, all the leaks on Twitter and so forth, and certainly the big leak from the chopper last night, that's just really, it's going to make this whole presentation, this whole ceremony today just kind of, I don't know, like I said, anticlimactic. It's just going to make them look like idiots, honestly. I mean, I hate to say that, but I mean, I guess in a way you have to say it would have been extremely tough for the team to have kept this under wraps this whole time. Maybe what they should have done is said, okay, we are going to announce this new name on 2/2/22, and they could have announced this like 2 years ago and said, by that point, we'll be done. Not have been transparent with any of this, not have done making of the, rebrand videos or anything like that. Just went completely silent with it, right? It's kind of like how some musicians, it's like they will just secretly come out with brand new albums, and you're like, wow, I didn't even know they were working on a new album. And, and you're so pleasantly surprised, and you can't wait. And I think that's how the Washington football team should have treated this name change. They should have just said, yeah, obviously we're going to have a new name, and we'll let you know when it's announced, and then have just said nothing else about it. And, they probably would have had a better time doing the reveal on this than they would have otherwise. It just hard for me to believe they would have tried to make all this secret and then have banners in their store in the windows. That's why I'm kind of like, I'm still not 100% sure it is going to be Commanders, just because that is a boneheaded move if they did that. But here we are, you know, they're getting ready. There was a sign that said, "I don't know why I'm doing this." I'm in North Carolina, so, you know, I can't, obviously I can't be up there to watch it. But, yeah, I just hope that regardless, you know, Julian, I don't like the name either. I don't. But regardless, if we love the name, hate the name, I can't, because I think part of that might be copyrights as well. That's the reason why I can't really show the show. And I'm watching it on I don't have a cable, so I'm actually watching this on a TV antenna. But anyway, yeah, go Eagles, go away Eagles. Nah, I'm joking with you, man. Thanks for watching the stream. I hope this is a misdirection. I really do. And I've seen some of the uniforms, alleged uniforms, floating around on Twitter. The burgundy uniforms look okay. I don't like there was a white jersey that had no gold in it whatsoever, and I did not like that jersey at all. It did not look like our team, and I'm sorry, but the way I see it is, if you're going to have a complete name change that, you know, completely breaks away from the history of the team, and Commanders will definitely be that, then, you know, if you want to keep traditional fans around, those fans who probably have the money to go to the games all the time, then you need to keep the colors on every jersey. I mean, if you want to add, I know fans are obsessed with black jerseys, and it's fine if you want to add black in, as you know, with like an alternate jersey. I know the Eagles do that. Even though it's not really an alternate color per se, the Panthers do that. Well, no, I take that back. That is the Panthers' main jersey, I think, is black, and then they have an alternate Carolina blue. Yeah, I just want, Victor, you're exactly right. I just want the team to win. Winning cures everything. I mean, I don't know, you know, people have said that over and over and over again. Has the name been revealed yet? Not yet, but there were leaks on Twitter last night with one of the NBC News choppers flying over FedEx and zooming in to the windows of the team store, and they saw banners of Commanders, Washington Commanders, and so they feel like that was pretty much I guess reassurance that the team is going to be called the Washington Commanders. But no, it has not been revealed just yet. It should be coming up any second now. Yeah, it's probably going to be Commanders. But I hope, honestly, for Jason Wright's sake, I really hope that all these leaks and all this stuff is such a huge ruse that we will all be completely shocked. Unfortunately, that's not very characteristic of this team, of this franchise. You know, I hate to say it. I don't really plan to be very surprised with this. Reporters don't seem to be very surprised what the name's going to be with all the leaks, and I didn't want to believe it. You know, some of the leaks that were put on Twitter, I was like, that's fake news. And, you know, if you follow my Twitter, it's GSykes34. You will notice that a lot of that, you know, whenever people mention, Commanders, I was like, fake news. That's not going to happen. You guys are too gullible to see that. You're just too gullible. You're following all these leaks, and you're just wow. 5 a.m. man. I tell you what. I didn't sleep well last night for several reasons, but 5 a.m. is tough to get up. I had a hard time getting up at 7 this morning, and yeah, and I have to be in work here. I have to leave for work here in just a little bit, so I hope they really hurry up with this, because I'm probably going to be a little bit late. They were saying this was supposed to be around 8 o'clock, but looks like it's 8:07. So they're showing a plane that had a bad landing. That's actually probably more interesting than what the name reveal is going to be. Okay, come on, guys. Let's get to this name change thing, because I have to go to work here in a little bit, and I hate to be anticlimactic on my stream and say, "Oh, sorry guys," So hopefully this is not going to last until 9 o'clock. I will tell you guys, 8:20 is my cutoff here on the stream. So if it's 8:20, and I will have to leave because I have work. I've got to be in work. Honestly, I have to be in work by 8:30, but it's between 8:30 and 9, so it's probably going to be closer to 9 o'clock that I actually get into work. And I've already told people it's a possibility I might be coming in late today, because I do want to see this name change. Yeah, I like the black uniforms as an alternate. I don't necessarily want it as a main uniform. I'm tradition. I'm a traditional type of guy. I've been a fan of the team since 1981. Happy Groundhog's Day. Did the groundhog see its shadow? Do you guys know? Is it going to be 6 more weeks of winter weather? Because, here in North Carolina, we have had a little bit of snow and ice, but not a whole lot. And it's going to be, after today, I think it's going to be in the 60s. So our winter might be over here in a little bit anyway. But the last time that we get to, 6 more weeks. Yeah, well, okay. I would like to see one good snow here in North Carolina. We have not had hardly any snow in the last 3 years or so. I think the last snow we had was in 2018, and it was actually a foot of snow. And then since then, we've hardly had maybe a dusting. So it'd be nice to get one nice snowfall, and then after that, I'm ready for spring. But getting back on the subject here, I've been a fan since 1981. So, I've watched the glory years, and I have always been such a fan that I would plan things around watching the team play. Now, when I was a kid, I couldn't do that as much because I was at the mercy of my parents. But if I was able to be home to watch the game, I would watch the game. Even at 6 or 7 years old. And my 7-year-old right now is not really into football, which kind of makes me sad. But, me at that age, I was glued to the TV set watching Joe Theismann, John Riggins, the Hogs, Dexter Manley, Monty Coleman, guys like that. Charlie Brown, Downtown, Charlie Brown. Mike Nelms was one of the greatest return guys I think I've ever seen. They said 8 o'clock for the announcement, but it's obviously past 8 now. So someone a while ago said on Twitter, I think they said 8-11. So I would tune in on NBC right now. Fans since Super Bowl 17, absolutely, yes. The funny thing, I didn't get to see all of Super Bowl 17. My family and I are devout Christians, so we went to a church where they had church in the morning, church in the evening, and so my dad was very adamant about when the church doors are open, we go to church. And so we went to church that night, and the whole time I'm sitting there like, what's the score? What's the score? And we were listening to the game on the radio, going to church, and we were listening to the radio, heading home, and so I missed the iconic run of John Riggins, the 4th-and-1 touchdown run. But we were leaving. The game was like 20-17, and I think I got home just in time to see the last touchdown that Joe Theismann threw to make the game 27-17, and watch that. And then the next year was like the first year I got to stay home and watch the Super Bowl, and I've never missed the Super Bowl since then. So I have been able to watch the Super Bowl since '83 on up until today. So here we go, folks. It looks like they're getting to the segment of the name reveal. And, they're talking to their reporter on the field. And, yeah, so they're talking about the franchise being a story franchise, and regardless of how the franchise has been for the last 20 years, it's a storied franchise. We've had some fantastic players come through Washington, iconic players. Of course, Sean Taylor being one of those iconic players. John Riggins, Doug Williams, who, even though Doug wasn't really with us for very long, had that great playoff run. It was just fantastic. Darryl Green, Art Monk, I think, was honestly my favorite guy back then because he never talked. He was not a loudmouth. He didn't brag. He didn't talk trash. He was so quiet, but he was like a quiet leader. And he just went out there and did his job. I mean, I loved watching Art Monk play. If you guys didn't get a chance to see Art Monk play, you really missed it. He was such a great player. Loved him to death, man. So happy that he got to be a Hall of Famer. And he should have been a Hall of Famer, most definitely. But now they're kind of going through the whole backstory of the whole rebranding and players or fans submitting their stuff. And right now they're showing the players getting introduced to the uniforms, showing more players coming out of the locker room, and yeah. So, right now they're talking about Ron Rivera saying this is a new chapter for the team. I hope it is. I hope it's a new chapter of winning, and they put the losing stuff out of the way, which we have to have a franchise quarterback, honestly, for that to happen. So that's going to be the next thing we're probably going to be talking about from here till who knows when. So right now they have Jason Wright on the right. They have Doug Williams in the middle. They have John Allen on the left. Talking about John Allen heading to his very first Pro Bowl. Well-deserved. Many players who get their contract extensions after that kind of ease up, and they don't play as hungry as they do when they're trying to get that big contract. Yeah, Monk had the best hands, man. He was so super reliable. Yeah. So it is. It's been revealed. It's official now. It is the Washington Commanders. Jason is talking about it resonating with the fans. I'm not sure how Commanders will resonate with fans. I think it really comes down to winning. If you can win, then it's going to resonate pretty well. Okay, Jason's talking about they're not going to change the color scheme. They do have yeah. So I have to say, the leaks on social media, for the most part, was completely accurate. Was completely accurate with the jerseys. Now the helmets, yep, the helmets are going to have the W on the side. Looks like the black helmets are going to have the W right here on the crown. I'm not a fan of the white jerseys at all. The black uniforms are pretty cool, I have to say. So, and now, so this is kind of interesting, actually. Jason Wright is being asked about the sexual allegations and so forth of the team, and how that there's going to be some questions, people being questioned tomorrow on that. So yeah, that's going to be a whole different thing as well. Okay, folks, I am going to cut this off because I have got to get to work, but so anticlimactic, wasn't it? Very anticlimactic. I'll have a follow-up video on this, kind of just summarizing the whole thing. But yeah, the Washington Commanders is official. No more the Washington football team. No more the Washington Redskins. It's now the Washington Commanders. And it's going to take a while for this to sink in. Again, anticlimactic. I kind of, I guess people on social media were right. So anyway, you guys have a great day. I will see you in the next video. Take care. Happy Groundhog's Day, by the way.